Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to economics class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the third chapter from your economics book, that is Poverty as a Challenge. Students, in this video, I'll be explaining you about the anti-poverty measures. See, in the previous video, I explained you the causes of poverty. Why are we facing poverty? What are the reasons why our country is facing poverty? See, reasons we got that why we are facing poverty. So, after getting the reasons, we need to cure it out. We need to find measures in order to sort out the problem. See, if problem is identified, so after identification of problem, what we need to do? We need to solve the matter, we need to solve the issue, and here the issue is poverty. So, we need to take several anti-poverty measures in order to reduce poverty or in order to eradicate poverty from our country. See, the name of the chapter is Poverty as a Challenge. Definitely poverty is an important issue, a social issue. So, in this chapter it is not only taken as an issue, but it is taken as a challenge. That means how can we eradicate it, what measures can be taken, what steps can be taken to reduce poverty, to remove poverty from our country. So, students, let me tell you that the current anti-poverty strategy measures of the government is based broadly on two planks. So, basically the government is trying to deal with poverty with the help of two planks, or you can say two ways. The first is promotion of economic growth and the second is targeted anti-poverty measures. So, the government is working on dual measures in order to eradicate this issue from our society, from our country. So, students, we will be dealing in detail regarding these two planks, that means promotion of economic growth and second is targeted anti-poverty measures. So, students, first let us see the first issue, that means cut this line. So, students, first let us see the first way, that is promotion of economic growth. That means how with the help of economic growth poverty can be eradicated. Students, initially, that means before 1980s, the growth rate was very less, it was very low, but after 1980s India's economic growth, it has been one of the fastest in the world. Now, what is the reason why India's growth rate has been fastest? Because of several measures of the government, several steps that have been taken by the government. For example, liberalization came, then the expenditure was increased by the government. The government tried to develop by means of economic growth. You know, initially means before 1980s, let me talk about 1970s, the growth rate, the economic growth rate was about 3.5%, but it increased to about 6% in 1980s and 1990s because of these measures of the government. Now, what was done in the economic growth? How economic growth took place in our country? See, economic growth is directly related to poverty. How is it directly related to poverty? In economic growth, infrastructure development is also there. That means building of, that means construction of several buildings, bridges, construction of schools, colleges. If there will be more schools, then what will happen? Children will be encouraged to go to school. Girls' education will be promoted. If children will be educated, what will happen? If children will have access to quality education, what will happen? If they are educated, then they will get better jobs, they can secure their future. Definitely they can secure their future, they will get better job opportunities, and once they get good job opportunities, what will happen? Will they lie in that poverty, in that vicious circle? No, they will not. That will lead to the upliftment of the people. Once they are educated, once they have access to quality education, they will know how to take care of themselves. They will be able to take care of themselves. They will try to feed them properly. They will try to give them as well as their children a balanced diet food. They will not be malnourished. They will not be undernourished. Rather, they will be healthy. They will take care of themselves. And as a result of which, what will happen? Poverty will be declined, or it will be removed, and gradually it will be eradicated from our society, from our country, from the world. So, this is the importance of economic growth. This way economic growth can be done. So, that is why economic growth is directly related to the eradication of poverty. So, I hope this point is clear to everybody, that how promotion of economic activities or how promotion of economic growth leads to decline in poverty. So, I hope the first way or the first plank is clear to everybody. Now, students, let us see the second plank. That means, as I told you, that the government is working on dual planks or dual ways in order to eradicate poverty. So, now let us see the second one, that what the government is doing. So, the second one is targeted anti-poverty programs. Now, there are several programs that are launched by the government. The government has launched several programs. Now, what is the need for doing the second plank or the second way? Only promotion of economic growth, why it is not enough? Why the government has to make several or launch several programs for eradication of poverty? See, definitely the first one, that is promotion of economic growth, definitely that is a very effective measure by the government. But see what happens, every sector of the society, every section of the society will not uplift from the first measure. So, that is why in order to inculcate, in order to include all the sections of the society so that nobody is left, nobody is excluded, the government has launched several targeted programs, anti-poverty programs, so that every individual, every section of the society can be benefited from that program. For example, Manrega, Narega, Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana. So, there are several schemes that are launched by the government in order to eradicate poverty. So, students, these programs are generally targeted for the vulnerable sections of our society. For example, for the tribal section, the SCs, STs, women, or the weaker section of the societies. For their upliftment, these policies or programs are basically targeted to eradicate poverty and for their upliftment. So, these programs are directly or indirectly related in order to eradicate, in order to remove poverty. So, I hope points are clear that why these programs are made. Now, we will study some of the important programs that were launched by the government in order to help the vulnerable sections of the society. So, as you can see, there are 5 programs given and we will be discussing all the 5 one after the other. So, let us start with the first one. So, the first one is Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Students, this was launched in the year 2005. You need to remember this and you need to remember the important points why these programs were launched, the aim of the programs. So, students, let me tell you that the aim of this program is to provide 100 days of wage employment to every household, means guarantee 100 days of wage employment was provided under this program. And let me tell you that 1/3 of the proposed jobs have been reserved for the women section for their upliftment, so that not only the men but also the women can make their lives better. Now students, you must be thinking that why only 100 days of assured or guarantee work has been provided under this program, why not for the complete year? So let me tell you that there are 365 days in a year, and in that 365 days approx 70-80 days or about 100 days are holidays, and for the rest days the people who are provided these jobs, they must be working somewhere else also, they must be doing some odd jobs also. So apart from those jobs, they are given 100 days of guaranteed wage employment. So I hope the aim of this program is clear to everybody. Please remember that in this program 100 days of assured work is given to the people, and 1/3 of the jobs have been reserved for the women. And let me tell you that not only the women have the share in this, but the SCs, STs, they also have their share in this program. Now let me tell you the share of SC, ST and women. The share of ST, the share of SC, that is scheduled caste, is 17%. The share of ST, that is scheduled tribes, I am saying it again, I am saying this point again. Now students, let me tell you the share that is given to them in this program. So the share of SC, that is scheduled caste, is 23%. The share of ST, that is scheduled tribes, is 17%, and the share of women is 53% in this program. Now let me tell you about the average wage. See, initially, that means in the year 2006-07, the average wage was rupees 65, but that increased to about 132 rupees in the year 2013-14. So these are the main points that you need to keep in mind. Whenever a question comes regarding this program, you can easily write 3 to 4 points. So I hope the first program is clear to everybody. Now students, we shall move to the next program, as you can see on the screen. So the next program is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, and that is, in short, it is called as PMRY. Alright. Now students, Prime Minister, that means it was launched by the Prime Minister. Rozgar means employment. Which kind of employment? I am saying it again. The students, let us see the second program that is launched by the government. So the second program is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. In short, it is called as PMRY. Prime Minister means it was launched by the Prime Minister, and Rozgar means employment. So students, this program was launched in the year 1993. Now let us see that what is the aim of this program. So this program aims at providing and creating self-employment opportunities for the unemployed youths in the rural areas and small towns. Students, in the previous chapter, I explained you about educated unemployment. So the people who are educated, the youths who are educated, but they are unable to find jobs as per their qualification and skill. So that is called as educated unemployment. So this program basically aims at providing them opportunities in order to generate self-employment opportunities. They can create self-employment opportunities, and this is basically for the educated unemployed youth. in the rural areas as well as in the small towns. So, this is basically done to remove educated unemployment problem. Alright. Now, students, in this, the youths are helped in setting up the small businesses and industries. They are helped, they are given funds so that they can set up their own industries, they can set up their own small business. So, I hope the second program is clear to everybody. Now, students, let us see the third one. The third one is Rural Employment Generation Program. Now, what is the aim of Rural Employment Generation Program? First of all, let me tell you that this program was launched in the year 1995, and the aim was to create self-employment opportunities in rural areas and in small towns. Now, you must be thinking that what is the difference between this program and the previous one? Because in the previous program also I told you the same thing. Only the difference was the previous program, that means Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, that was launched in the year 1993 and this is launched in the year 1995. So, what is the difference? The aim of both the programs are almost the same. Now, let me tell you students, this is an ambitious program. Now, how it is an ambitious program? Because a target for creating 25 lakh new jobs has been set for this program under the 10th 5-year plan. That means creating 25 lakh new jobs, that matters. That means this is a very ambitious program. So, this is the difference between the previous one and this program. So, I hope the difference between the two are clear to everybody. Now, students, we shall proceed with the next program, that is Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. So, students, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana was launched in the year 1999. Now, what is the aim of this program? The aim of this program is bringing the assisted poor families above the poverty line by organizing them into self-help groups. See, there in the rural areas you will generally find poor people. Means I am not saying that only in the rural areas you will find poor. In the urban areas poor people are also there. But this program basically aims at the rural poor. So, the main aim of this program is to bring the rural poor who are below poverty line above the poverty line. So, the people who do not have any access, so make them develop, assist them so that they can be uplifted. How? By organizing them into self-help groups, SHGs. See what happens in SHGs. Small groups are made of the same village, of the same community, and in those groups the people pool their resources, the people pool their money, they gather, they collect money, and whenever any person, any member of that group requires money, because in the rural areas generally you will find that people do not have proper documentation so that they could take loans from bank. So, the people who need urgent loan, urgent money, they can borrow from the self-help groups. So, this is the motive of creating self-help groups. So, whenever the person is in need of money, they can borrow that money at very cheap interest rate, and later on the money can be returned. So, this is the aim. So, I hope this program is clear to everybody, that what is the aim of this program. That means to bring the lower section of the society into or to uplift the lower section of the society who are below poverty line. Now, students, let us see the last one, the last program, that is the fifth one. So, the fifth program is Pradhan Mantri Gramoday Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Gramoday. Now, what is the meaning of Gramoday? Gram means village and Oday means to develop. That means to develop village. So, a Yojana, a scheme was launched in order to develop the villages, in order to develop the rural areas. Now in this, let me tell you that this scheme was launched in the year 2000, and in this additional central assistance was given to the states. That means the state government gave assistance to the central government gave assistance to the state government. Why they gave assistance? For the basic services in the rural areas. For example, primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water, sanitization, electrification. So this was done so that the rural areas can be uplifted. The condition of rural areas can be improved. So this is about this scheme. So I hope all the schemes, all the programs are clear to everybody. So students, these programs are basically launched by the government in order to uplift the vulnerable section of the society. So I hope this point or this topic is clear to everybody. Now students, in the next video, I will be explaining you the last topic of this chapter, that is the challenges ahead. That will be the concluding topic. So students, I will meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Stay safe and do take very good care of yourselves. Thank you.